All right, here we go. Jake Mathews, Francisco Prado, kicking off the main card at UFC 312. This is a welterweight fight, highly anticipated. Prado, 12 finishes and 12 victories. Jake Mathews, when he's over 40% accuracy and significant strikes, he's virtually undefeated. So that's a stat line for him. Both guys opening up early. Jake Mathews with a left-right combo. Prado with a right leg kick. First thing I notice is that both guys are bouncing really well. It's clear that they're going to be active throughout this fight. Ooh. Nice, Jake. And Jake lands a right, catches a leg. Now Prado backs him up. Boom. Okay, these guys are swinging. Somebody's going to get caught. Jake really focusing on those leg kicks. Prado clearly got power, though. Clearly has power. If I'm Jake, I'm working to my right. Get away from that power strike. Nice right by Jake right there. 90 seconds gone, and he misses over the top. Boy, when Prado lands, you hear it echo through the arena. I mean, he is powerful. Low to the ground and powerful for a welterweight. He almost looks like a lightweight. Now Jake opens up. He's landing some uppers. Prado landing some knees, and they shove off. Both these guys possess a lot of power. Nice left by Prado. And they're standing in the center of the octagon now. No takedown attempts yet. Seems like so far both guys are very content with keeping the fight standing. Very close so far. All over the board. And Mathews right at that 40% right now, too. And he lands a left. So the storyline with Mathews is that he's very active, right? But sometimes he's active and he misses, and that's when he loses. 1 in 7 when under 40% accuracy. Prado does a good job keeping off the center line. He's moving back and forth, sliding left, sliding right, and a nice left by Jake, and another, and a right. And a nice leg kick. High kick by Jake, and he comes in with a right, takes a left. Oh, my goodness. We haven't seen a KO since the first fight in 17 seconds. Since then, 5 decisions, 1 submission. Go, Jake. You got to do something, baby. Now Prado comes in, and he gets underneath. He lands a takedown. Oh, boy. And he's definitely going to try to utilize a ground and pound here. 45 seconds left in the first round. Prado really just trying to posture up. There he goes. He lands a right. Now an elbow. And Jake lands a thunderous right. Big right on the way up. Oh, dang. Boys are trading. There's a tap. And a jump kick by Mathews, followed by a right and a left. He lands another right. And Mathews finishing the round strong, 24-12 in head strikes. And about 10 of those coming in the final 30 seconds. And again, Jake right at that, just above 40%. So he's sitting right where he wants to be. And to me, he won that round. I mean, 27-26 significant strikes, but 24-12 in head strikes. So I think you got to give him that round. But both guys had moments. That's clear. And we get a look at the replay on the takedown. But then it was Jake at the end here. Final 20, 30 seconds just opened up. And he needs to continue doing that here in round two. Here we go. Round two is underway. And they touch gloves. A lot of respect already here. One round gone. A lot of time left, though. And Jake opens up already. And another combination. Two combinations to start the round for Jake Mathews. Front leg kick by Prado. And another right by Mathews. And even when he doesn't land crisp, he's still pushing back Prado. And some nice body shots there by Jake. And he's looking good right now. Both guys active, very active. But the accuracy right now goes to, excuse me, Jake Mathews. And to me, that's why he's leading the fight. He's more active and he's got better accuracy. Now Prado turns it on. Nice knee, another one. He misses a right over the top. Mathews returns a combination. I mean, these guys are very active. Jake now over 100 attempts, landing 38, so he's right below that 40% radar. But the activity is paying off. Now he's starting to cut off Prado. Prado starts to shift left and right. You see Jake Mathews cutting him off. But very close fight here in round two. 38-35 in significant strike for Mathews. So very, very close. Jake comes in, he lands a right, backs off. Now another left right. Now Prado drives Mathews back into the fence. Now this time you really want to get some control time here. You want to finish this round strong if you're Prado. Get some control time against the fence. Change the pace. Land a takedown if you can. But if anything, control your opponent. Land more strikes. Fans chant here in Australia. It's Australia versus Argentina in a very close fight so far. Nice knee by both guys. Prado still hasn't pinned up against the fence. Prado continues to control Mathews. This is big for him. Really slows down the fight. Now Jake Mathews shoves him off with a knee to add 110 left in a round. He's going to have to finish strong here if he wants this round. And it feels like Jake is slowing down, but he spent a minute against the fence. So we'll see how this final minute goes here in round 2. Both guys staying active here. Nice elbow by Prado. Much better round here in round 2 for Prado. But it'll be interesting to see how the judges score these rounds. I mean, you have some control time by Prado, but you still have Mathews up big in head strikes, 37-20. And when you look at both fighters, when you look at their faces, it just appears like Mathews is winning. And that's the end of round 2. So very, very close fight here as both guys go to the corner. Oh, it was the headbutt. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't even on the striking. Both guys lowering their head and boom. So it appears that Jake Mathews landed something, but it wasn't the case. So 49-42 significant strikes, 60-43 total strikes. I think Prado may have gotten that round. Very close, though. Jake Mathews definitely won round 1. I'd say probable that Prado won round 2. So we got a close fight going into round 3. And if you're Jake Mathews' corner, you cannot afford for him to get control for a minute and a half against the fence and then be close on the feet. You need to try to keep, I mean, it is what it is. Jake Mathews is straight boxing. That's going to be a problem in other fights. Could be a problem here. But right now, you got to do what you got to do to win this fight. You got to defend takedowns and keep the fight standing at all costs. And it looks like it's completely full now here in Australia since the beginning of this fight. Even the last fight, there was a lot of open seats in the front. Now they're all full. It's amazing how that happens. People time it up perfect. Jake Mathews with a big left. Prado gets out of there, back to the center. And a little power is returned to Jake Mathews. I mean, he might have slowed down in the previous round just because he was controlled for so long. Prado did a good job of slowing down the fight, but Mathews needs to keep the activity up here. Really a good fight for both guys. I mean, Jake Mathews is slightly outpacing Prado. Both guys have a lot of power. Oh, and Jake goes in, looking for a takedown of Prado. Prado digs the underhooks right away, and they separate. So it just doesn't appear for Jake that there's any possibility of him landing takedowns. There's not many leg kicks. It's just straight boxing. Jake's starting to pick it up now. He's starting to pick it up. Lands a left. Prado gets out of there. Both guys meet in the center of the octagon once again. Here comes Jake. Misses on the leg kick. Now both guys tie up in the center. Be careful here, Jake. You got to be careful. Prado lands a knee. And Jake returns and separates. And I think if you're Jake Mathews and you keep this fight standing the rest of this round, at the pace you've given so far, big left hand by Jake, then you go on to win this fight. That's the bottom line. And another left. And that slowed down and took the wind out of the sails of Prado. Oh, you should know this is coming. Prado drives him back into the fence. That's not good. Nice knee by Jake. Back to the fence. Under 2 minutes now left in his fight. Both guys separate. This is good for Jake Mathews. And he lands a big right. And boy, all that balance that these guys had at the beginning of the fight, that's out the window. Both guys standing flat-footed. Still have a lot of power, just not the bounce. Now Jake switches to left, so does Prado. Then they both go back to right. Well, I'll tell you, the first round was a lot closer than I thought. And then Mathews leading much more in significant strikes by 6 in round 2, by 10 right now in round 3. But round 1 was 27-26, but it was the head strikes for Jake Mathews you would think would take him over the top. So we'll see. I mean, if this goes to a decision, it's going to be interesting. I mean, Mathews leading everywhere. Total strikes, significant strikes, head strikes, body strikes. It's Prado 22-4 in leg strikes. So that's not going to give you a lot of credit from the judges. The big one here is that Jake Mathews is about to double up Prado in head strikes. That's always a huge stat. Final 30. Now it's Mathews pinning up Prado against the fence, and you'll be content with finishing that way if you have to. Now Prado trying to fight out, but Jake's not letting him. And now Jake lands a knee and another. As his clock trickles down, it appears to me at the bell or the horn that Jake Mathews got the win here. And guess what? He's over 40%, just barely. 81 for 195. 80 out of 200 would be 40%. So he's just above that. He's at 81. And when he lands over 40%, and the guy threw 214 strikes in 15 minutes. And that's usually going to lead you to victory. And it's a big one because Francisco Prado's no joke. Jake Mathews came in here with a lot of activity and is likely about to get the win. And the UFC 312 card wasn't the best. That's what a lot of people were saying. I mean, it's heavy at the top, 2 title fights, but we've had a lot of decisions tonight, very close fights, and the decisions haven't been boring. I mean, you want to see finishes, but it's just been a lot of action. Very active, and guys are just taking it and continuing. Here we go. It's going to be close, I think, but Jake should get it. 30-27. Okay. Oh, 30-27 on all 3. Yeah, that's Jake Mathews. Easy then. Jake Mathews gets the win. Wow. In what will now be considered dominant fashion. He moves to 21-7 here, welterweight division. UFC 312.